Hi friends. Okay, so now we're going to be learning about Parshas Acharei Mos. Okay, after Nadav and Avihu, our own sons, died. Why did they die? Do you guys remember? Because they did a huge avera. They got a little shicker and thought that it would be a cool and wonderful idea to give a present to Hashem, to give a korban, just because they felt that they should, without finding out if they should, without having permission. And that was a big avera. And they went into the Kodesh HaKodashim, and that is where Hashem said, this is not going to be happening. And he couldn't let them live, because then everybody else would think it was okay to go into Kodesh HaKodashim whenever they just felt like it. And Kodesh HaKodashim was not a place for just anybody to go. Only the Kohen Gadol could go. And only one day during the year was he allowed to go there. Not for the rest of the time. Only on Yom Kippur. Anyways. So, now, I will tell you guys about Yom Kippur. In the time of the Beis HaMikdash, 7 days before Yom Kippur, chairs were put out. And then they were put out for the Kohen Gadol and the Nasi and the Kohanim's assistants and the king and the 70 Zakanim of the Sanhedrin and the heads of the Beis Din. All had chairs in the Kohen Gadol's home. All these wise men and tzaddikim would gather together and take their seats. The chachamim of the Beis Din would rise and say to the Kohen Gadol, when you enter the Kodesh HaKodashim on Yom Kippur, remember that it is the holiest place in the entire world. Be sure to perform the avoda in the correct manner and with the right kavanos, with the right intentions in your heart. Through your avoda, through your work, the Jewish people will be forgiven for their averos, for the bad things that they did throughout the year. If you have sinned in any way and have not done a complete and total, utter teshuvah, then you will die. Now, this was a very, very serious talk that they were having with him. Once the Kohen Gadol did his teshuvah, he would tell the Beis Din, I have examined my deeds and have done a sincere teshuvah. The king would rise and tell the Kohen Gadol, if you come out of the Kodesh HaKodashim alive and well, we will give you great honor. So while all this was happening, then what would happen is someone would go through the streets of Yerushalayim, a messenger, and call, come say, give praise to the Kohen Gadol, come give honor to the Kohen Gadol, come see the Kohen Gadol, he is on his way to the Beis HaMikdash, and everybody would come out. When the Kohen Gadol would finally get to the Beis HaMikdash, he would do his work. He would have to do korbanos. He would start with korban tamid, because that was a korban that was done every day. And he would even do the korban musaf that was done on Yom Kippur. He then would go into the Kodesh HaKodashim with incense. And he would do his work with the incense. He would give the korban of the incense. Then, before that, I forgot to tell you, And before that, there were 2 goats. 2 goats were brought, and he had 2 stones, and he had to choose, and he would put one in each hand, and then he'd open them. One would say, "To Azazel," and the other one would say, "To Hashem." So the one that said, "To Azazel," that goat would be the goat that would take that would symbolize taking all of the Jewish people's sins. And the one that said, "To Hashem," was saved to be a korban, a gift to Hashem. So the korban of the goat for the Azazel would be taken to the edge of a cliff, and then would it be thrown off that cliff to symbolize it taking all of the averot, all of the bad deeds of the Jewish people. And then the other one, the one that said "To Hashem," would be shechted and given as a korban, a gift to Hashem. Now, one thing that you need to know. When the Kohen Gadol would go into Kodesh HaKodeshim, he had something tied around him. Because if, for whatever reason, if he didn't do complete teshuvah, as we said, or if he didn't do his work the way that he was supposed to, then he might die. And could anybody go in there to get him? No. So they had to have something to be able to pull him out if chas v'shalom he would die. And that, my friend, is what it talks about in Acharei Mos. The next parsha that we talk about is Parshas Kedoshim. So now I'm going to read to you from Parshas Kedoshim, from my book that has a story. Let's see what it says. When Rabbi Berkowitz sees that his Talmidim, his students, are well prepared for class, sitting in their seats with pencils and erasers, he is so pleased that the students are all wonderful boys and make sure. You know what I just realized? I said I wasn't going to do them both together. Silly Mora. Okay, so that was the end of Parshas Acharei Mos. And the next parsha that I'm going to do is Kedoshim. See you in a few minutes.